Dylan! You son of a bitch!
Hello and welcome to the video. Today we're going to be looking at how to beat higher age players or higher defensive stat players. Before I get on to the main event of this video, which is going to be looking at the effective use of Assault Rally and Protect, I'm first going to cover two other things that you're going to need to be able to defeat those higher age players. If you do want to go straight to the main event, skip to 2 minutes 30. Whilst I quickly cover those first two things, please enjoy in the background this gameplay of my measly little Space Age account absolutely steamrolling over this Automation Age player. Much respect to you, Ben, by the way. First things first then, it's 2024 now, and if you're Atomic Age or higher and still using Commandos and Zooks, then you need to stop.
Ain't nobody got time for that!
Mortars, artillery and APC, aka Lego, is generally regarded as the strongest attack strategy now. I've already done a whole nother tutorial guide video on that, link in the description below, so if you're not sure how to use it, go and check it out. I'm not going to be covering the ins and outs of that in this video. Just quickly, hello, if you're new here, I am Arashi, the Wizard Stag. I like to make DomiNations content. If you enjoy the video, please consider joining the growing number of people subscribing.
Do it.
And maybe even join a Discord where there's lots of like-minded people who just love DomiNations, link in the description below. Right, back to it. Second thing that I quickly want to cover on how to be able to defeat those higher age, those higher defensive stat bases, and this is going to lean more towards those World War battles, is that your museum is going to play such an important role on your success. Again, I've done a whole other separate video on crafting in the museum, and I've even typed and written an in-depth guide on how to build a strong war museum. Again, links for both of those in the description below. Go and check them out. So let's get on to the main event. Let's do an in-depth look at how to effectively use Assault Rally and Protect. Because it doesn't matter how good your museum is, if you can't master how to use these, well,
you're gonna have a bad time.
Firstly then, let's look at Protect. It gives your troops 70% damage reduction. And when fully upgraded, including university research, it lasts for around 20 seconds. Now you'll be able to take about 3 of these for your main army, which is going to give you over 60 seconds where your troops are nearly invincible.
They've done studies, 60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Now let's look at Assault Rally. It has a radius of 10 tiles, meaning it has a diameter of 20 tiles. Knowing the area it covers and its boundaries is essential to maximising its potential. The reason for this is because when you use it, any troops within its diameter will be drawn to its centre, and being able to pinpoint this is incredibly useful. However, if you cast it on an enemy building, troops will just be targeted to attack that building. Because of the unpredictable nature of troops' AI and pathfinding, using Assault Rally allows you to have that next level of control over your army to stop them wandering off and doing stupid shit. But the power of this tactic doesn't stop there. Not only does it allow you to move your troops around, it also gives them an insane speed boost and insane damage bonus. Essentially, it puts your army on steroids for about 5 seconds.
The most satisfying feeling you can get in the gym is the pump. It feels fantastic. It's as satisfying to me as coming is. I mean, it's terrific, right?
Now we've recapped what Assault Rally and Protect do, let's look at the scenarios of when to use them and how to use them. So first and foremost is when your army is spreading out or wandering off. Your army is not going to be strong if it is spread out all over the place. Keeping it grouped and focused to anticipate your enemy's defences is the best way to ensure that you are successful. Troops pathfinding is based on them attacking the closest target. And you'll see here that my army on the left hand side starts to wander off to the opposite side where I want them to go. So assault rallying and then protecting them as soon as they are all together allows me to refocus and regroup them. The reason we protect them once they are all in the centre is to maximise all of those troops getting that damage reduction. You'll see in this next clip that you've got to keep a close eye on your army because they can soon wander off and do stupid shit. Keeping that 20 tile diameter in mind is important to ensure that they don't spread out too much before it's too late to regroup them. It takes a lot of practice to understand the true boundaries that you have with this, but you'll soon learn how to push those limits. Next scenario up of when to use this is when you anticipate those large numbers of enemy defenders coming towards your army. These might be stronghold troops or town centre troops. To execute this effectively, you want to be mindful of when they're going to spawn. Then, ideally, assault rally to gather your troops just outside of the defender's range, cast protect, and then hopefully your army should be able to deal with those enemy defenders. Here's that again in slow motion. Timing this just right can make or break an attack. The majority of hits that I see go wrong, or that I have go wrong myself, usually go south due to not dealing with enemy defenders correctly. So by using Protect to give that damage reduction and Assault Rally to give that increase in attack damage, you can swiftly take them out and keep your army alive. Next effective use of using Assault Rally and Protect is when your troops are getting slowed down either by a bastion or when they're trapped on some barbed wire. This can really bring an attack to a grinding halt, and using a quick Assault Rally and Protect can bring it back into action again. At the start of this clip here, you can see my army is all slowed down on the barbed wire, but we can also get two birds with one stone here, because if you time it correctly, we can also make use of one of those other benefits previously mentioned. So here we get off of the barbed wire, but we're also then ready to tackle those stronghold troops as they come out of the stronghold. Through careful planning and anticipation when making your attacks, you can really squeeze the most out of this combo to get the best effective use of it. Again, I've already done a whole separate video on effective planning of your attacks, link in the description for that below. So it's through learning how to deal with these three situations that you can really up your game and have a better chance of defeating those higher age bases or those higher defensive stat bases. And just before we wrap up here, there's two more uses of Assault Rally on its own that I want to share with you that can really help you when you're in a pinch. The first one here is using it to target specific wall tiles to open up the base to your advantage, rather than letting your troops take their own path. Here you can see I use it to break this cross section, which then opens up several parts of the base that I would like my troops to move through. Targeting these joins or cross sections of wall is the best use of it, as it opens up more sections of the enemy base and, well, just gives you more bang for your buck. And last tip here then is using on specific buildings. I would caution doing this though, as it doesn't allow you to make the best use of those first three benefits I explained earlier. Some buildings you may want to target quickly might be the town centre before the troops spawn from it, or in some situations a Zook tower before it decimates your army. And that brings us to the end of the video. I hope you leave here having learnt something, or at least perhaps being more reflective of how to use Assault Rally and Protect more effectively in your battles. If you haven't already done so, and you've made it this far all the way to the end, please consider giving the video a like. Please consider subscribing to the channel if you want to see more, and as always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.